1-800-449-8255. Sharkadoodle-doo, Sharkalama-ding-dong. The Wolfman Jack on crack Sharky is here. Have no fear, you guys. I was ghost hunting earlier. Today is Tuesday, March 25, 2025. And my review of the Stooges' Raw Power will be important. It might not change your life, but maybe it will. I'm not sure. But I was ghost hunting today here in my living room. I got the SLS app, and people say it's bullshit. You know, it's a bunch of crap. And me, Clark the Shark, I was a skeptic, I will admit. But I put it on my phone, and I just, sat there in my chair, started, going around the room with the camera. It's just like this, like looking at Iggy Pop here, 1973, Raw Power, an album that influenced Clark the Shark. It's got the classic opening song, you guys, but the next two songs are good. And then it kind of turns into a David Bowie Iggy Pop album. It's not horrible, but it's not super spectacular or something. I'm just kind of, it sounds like it starts where Funhouse left off, you guys. In many ways it does. And David Bowie remixing it, he didn't produce it. He just got a hold of it and he ruined it later after it was recorded. Then Iggy Pop, of course, would say, that carrot-topped moron wrecked my album. And if you listen to this mix, it's true, you guys. But I'm not talking about Iggy Pop Raw Power yet. I want to talk about the 5 topics on the table, too. The Clark the Shark show is getting condensed into a confused, introspective panorama. You guys look inside my brain and you get scared, you get stuck in there, and then you run out the window, kind of like those ghosts in my living room earlier. But anyway, you guys, I put the SLS camera, it's a stick figure camera, and it captures bent knees, bent elbows, shoulders, the head, the torso. And at first, when I had the camera on, it didn't do anything. I was just kind of sitting there filming the couch, filming chairs, filming my kitchen. And nothing happened, you guys, for at least 5-8 minutes. And then all of a sudden, I was in the kitchen like, dude, if there's a ghost here, just go up to the coffee machine and get a cup of coffee. You know how Huff Paranormal, he's always trying to get the ghost to drink coffee or something. And, I'm like, maybe give the ghost some caffeine and wake it up. All of a sudden, you guys, I ain't shitting you, on my SLS, right here on this same Android that I'm using, the stick figure appeared at the coffee, and it appeared to grab the coffee machine. That's kind of weird, you guys. I'm standing there in my kitchen. It could have been by the fridge. It could have been by the back door. It could have been by the table. It could have been by my drum set in the kitchen. It could have been over by the pantry where the food is. But I said, ghost, spirit, whoever you are in this room, go to the coffee machine and, monkey around with the coffee machine. And then it did that upon my command. And I was like, whoa, holy shit, trippy. That's weird because no one can say, hey, Sharky, it's just a coincidence, serendipity, like, they're playing tricks on you, Sharky. No, it's just an app, dude, that catches bent knees, figures of a human. That's all it's doing. So what are the odds of me standing there in my kitchen and then the thing is at the coffee machine when I told it to go to the coffee machine? Right here on the Clark the Shit Show. I think it's pretty phenomenal, you guys. I saw it, and it was there. And it was trying to work the coffee machine. And then I was all, okay, dude, I believe you. You're there. And I'm all, let's go back out to the living room, whoever's here in the house with me. And I walked out of the living room, pointed it at my couch, and sure enough, suddenly a figure was laying on my couch. And then I said, oh, well, let's try this chair over here. And I pointed it at the chair, and I said, come on over here. I waited about maybe 30 seconds, and boom, a figure appeared in the chair. Okay, so the coffee machine on command, it was there. The couch by the window in the living room, it laid on the couch. And then the green chair, it sat in the green chair. And then I have a guitar sitting over here, you guys, on my amp, you know, Clark the Shark. This guitar was actually given to me by somebody. And I just said, hey, spirit stick figure guy, go sit by my guitar, lay on the couch, or sit on the couch. And sure enough, it went right to the guitar. This guitar right here, you guys, earlier. I'll tape this tomorrow. I'm not kidding. It's a fucking trip. And it looked like it was trying to play the guitar. And, you know, who knows? Maybe it was, dude, I just realized, dude, I hope it wasn't Ashton. Because he's not on this album, you guys, they call it Iggy and the Stooges. I don't like that. I just like the Stooges. I don't like this Iggy I don't like any and the. You know, I don't want my band called Clark the Shark and the GE or any of that. You guys, in topic one, nobody listens to Shark anyway. We had this big discussion yesterday here at the house where I was saying how the reason the rent's high is because when Barack Obama was president, in his first term from 2009 to 2013, it was very benign. I'm not sure how many illegal aliens he let in, but he was trying to function as a president. And then there was a 2010 midterms where the Republicans just kicked his ass. And so after that, after what happened in November 2010, I believe, the midterms, that's when the Democratic Party changed and they started realizing, hey, nobody's voting for our lame, you know, government entitlement shit that's very expensive, you know, that makes inflation and all that shit. And so they opened the floodgates of people into the country after the 2010 midterms. And I tell people this, and I admit it's kind of like brain surgery. It's hard to explain. I can't put my finger on it. But ever since then, and then into Obama's second term, which was 2013 to 2017, they were just flooding the country with these people, raising our rent, 8 people living together. The people from other countries are very good at living 9 people together, which raises the rent. And then Republicans like Sean Hannity and Trump, they like the high rent. They like the 9 people living together. They claim they don't, but they really do. And then meanwhile, the Democrats like that too. And I tell this to everybody within earshot. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. Right here on the Clark the Shit Show. I could do a whole video about this, you guys. Everybody likes these people here so long as they're getting paid. Everybody but yours truly, Clark the Shark. And which brings me to topic 2. Christians are often stupid, naive, and it causes harm. So a lot of Christian people are like, well, you know, Shark, all these people are here because the Lord wants them here. It was meant to be. And I'm like, no, it's actually because Barack Obama and Joe Biden brought them all in here. And the Democrats opened the borders. And they're like, no, Sharky, I swear, bro. It's meant to be. The Lord wants these people here. And, you know, and there you have a dilemma, dude. Like, I'm a little torn myself. If I wanted to come to America, dude, from another country, I might be the first one myself to come here. So I'm torn, dude. Like, if I was from El Salvador, me, Clark the Shark, I would do anything to come to America. But if I do that, it's going to hurt Americans. It's going to hurt Black people, Hispanic people first, but then it will hurt some white people, but it will hurt everybody in general. All these people coming here from other countries, many of which don't speak the language. They live 9 people together. They raise the rent. They cause supply and demand issues. They raise inflation. And in many cases, they make things more scarce, et cetera, et cetera. And a lot of Christians are like, well, Shark, it was meant to be. The Lord wants it. And I'm very torn. I'm like, God, so when Obama and Biden were president, so you, God, you want all these people in America, or you're sending me a message, Sharky, like you don't maybe like me as much as you used to right here on the Clark the Shark Show or something like that. That's topic 2. And then topic 3, global elites and Kanye West. And I think Kanye West is right, you guys, with global elites. He says something about Jewish control everything. Me, Clark the Shark, I'm not really an anti-Jewish guy. That's not me. But some guys like Kanye West and Mel Gibson, they're hardcore Christians and they're really hung up on this. And there's a lot of Christians that are like this. They just, they just don't like Jewish people because of what happened to Christ and all that. But, dude, I'm torn on that too. I don't know what to think here on the Clark the Shit Show. But I know global elites are maybe not really Jewish necessarily. They're just, they could be Christian liberals, or they could be secular liberals, or they could be Jewish liberals. Or they could even, in some cases, be Fox News, true blue, red, Republicans. But greed, the people who want high rent. When Kanye West talks about inflation, he doesn't really hit on high rent, perhaps, like he should or he could, or maybe he doesn't know and he doesn't articulate it. But I think what he really wants to say is the greed at the top is enslaving us all into high, expensive inflation. But he doesn't really touch on the main one, which is high rent. Maybe he does now, I'm not sure. But rich people at the top, you guys, whether they're Jewish or not, or Christian liberals or Fox News liberals or Fox News conservatives or CNN liberals or MSNBC lefty liberals, they all want high rent, high taxes, and they all want you enslaved. They might give you free shit if you vote for them, something like that. But that's even starting to wear thin with a lot of people, dude, because they realize what's going on. And it's, 30% of black people now, dude, ain't voting for Democrats. They're voting for Trump, or at least they did in 2024. I don't know if they will in the future. Which takes me to number 4. Anybody who would befriend or hire Shark is insane, like Shark, and hence not many do that. I'll get into topic 4 more later. And of course, topic 5, ghost hunting. Where, me, Shark, I'm kind of agnostic. I do believe in God, but I got to tell you guys what happened with my ghost hunting adventure today, Tuesday, March 25th, 2025. Of course, I, like everyone else, I am awaiting tonight, midnight, because the government's handing out some big thing, money-wise, to people, and I hear to people on SSDI, along with retired people, 62 and a half and older, or 62, I'm not sure. I'm sure Iggy Pop, he, maybe, dude, look at him on this cover. I mean, I always thought this cover is like obscene or pornographic, like he's naked, but he's not. Iggy looks naked even when he has clothes on, you guys. It's weird. But anyway, ghost hunting, you guys. The ghosts on command were sitting on the couch, laying on the couch, going to the coffee machine. I know how the refrigerator might attract electricity, so I didn't do that. Although I do believe ghosts think the fridge has goodies in it. And that's probably the real reason why the SLS Connect camera catches them by the fridge. The ghost is like you and me, and there's free shit in there. He's kind of like a Democrat, who knows? Maybe it's the spirit of a socialist Democrat that died, and he remembers SSI and SSDI and EDD and welfare and EBT cards. And buddy, fuck yeah, he's hanging out at that fridge like anyone else would right here on the Clark the Shit Show. But I'll go into the topics more like Kanye West and Mel Gibson, they blame the Jews for everything. But it's not really Jews, you guys. It's not really Israel, the country. It's just rich liberals, or in some cases, rich, wealthy Christian liberals, or Fox News, people like Liz Cheney, Mitt Romney types. Who knows, you guys? But I want to get into Iggy Pop. Raw fucking power, motherfucker. This album is haunted, you guys. It looks like Iggy on the cover looks like a ghost or something. I mean, look at this shit, dude. Dude, just... Now, one thing you notice about this album, you guys, it doesn't have Ashton on it on guitar. It's got this other guy, Williamson, who's incredible, dude. The guy's really good or something. Now, is this better or worse or equal to Funhouse from 1970, the album that precedes it by 3 years or so, 2.5 years? And I would say they're like equal. This is a different style. It's more up-tempo rock and roll or something. They call it arena type rock. But when you get into this album, you guys, some of you might say, oh, Sharky, every song sounds the same. But you got to live back in these times. And you got to know this music like I do way back in the day. Of course, the very first song you hear is one of the greatest songs of all times, you guys. It is. Search and Destroy, motherfucker. Awesome. Killer, dude. Or, if you've been to Nam, Seek and Destroy. But, you put like a little Lars Ulrich Metallica twist on it, if you will. But this is fucking way better than Lars. Or any of that fucking shit. What a song, dude. The opening track is amazing. One of the greatest songs in the history of rock and roll. And Gimme Danger, which could be a David Bowie song, you guys. It sounds like Bowie. Although here, it's melodic, it's atmospheric, it's a nice song, dude. I love it. Fuck yeah, dude. What a song, you guys. It doesn't really sound like Iggy Pop, but it does. And Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell, of course. The first 3 songs here greet you, and you are like, holy shit, I am listening to something amazing. You are, you guys. There's energy. The new guitar player here is incredible. Now, you guys know I love Ashton. Dude, I love those 2 albums. Sure. But this goes somewhere that those don't or something. And this is way ahead of its time, you guys. It doesn't sound like something recorded in 1972 and released in 1973. Like all the Stooges and Iggy Pop shit, it is not in its time. It's ahead, you guys. He sees the future. He's a visionary that sees the coming of punk rock and alternative indie grunge and people like Clark the Shark, me. No doubt, you guys. Penetration bothers me because like the drums are off on this song. And I just get all fucked up listening to it. It's like it's disjointed, but I still like it. And the title track, Raw Power, is kind of underwhelming, disappointing, but in a great way. It's inventive. And he's doing something here, you guys, with something new or something. Dude, I don't know, but I Need Somebody is the slow, bluesy, maybe my favorite song. You know me, Shark, I like slow blues, but this is messy and grungy. It's very punk rock, the whole album. It's very garage and like 1960s, but no. I think if the band called the Count Five had stayed around till 1973 and cut an album, it would have sounded like this. Maybe the Music Machine from 1966 or the Standells, had they put out albums in 1973, they might have sounded like this, you guys. Or maybe that band, The Haunted. Shake Appeal is nice. Another Bowie vibe song, you guys. And Death Trip, which, kind of takes me back to the track Raw Power. I'm always like, dude, I love the song. It's great. It could have been better. I say that about the last 5 songs on the album, you guys. And still, that being said, this is a fucking awesome album, you guys. It's a fucking classic. I like all the shit in it. It's got this guy, dude. A rock and roll legend. He looks naked. Dude, he does, but he's got clothes on. Now, of course, Iggy would cut himself. He'd bleed. He'd like sock people, or people would sock him, or his concerts were violent. Like, this guy, dude, was punk rock. But when you interview him, he's like, me, I didn't invent punk. And he'll get all offended, like, my songs sound like the Rolling Stones. I'm like the Beatles. I'm not like that lousy punk. He's like that. He's like, dude, come on. You are punk. You invented it, Iggy. And the Stooges, but it's still, you guys, I think of this album as the Stooges, not Iggy and the Stooges. I hate that, you guys. I hate bands with and the. Imagine if they called the Ruttles Ron Nasty and the Ruttles right here on the Clark the Shit Show. I wouldn't like it. Maybe it would help erase the fact that Lars is on drums and shit like that. But I don't know. They should have kept Pete Best, you guys. Clark the Shark. I believe it. But anyway, you guys, just getting back to the topics, nobody listens to Shark. I scream, I yell, and they tune it out. But some of the things I say make sense. And right now, Trump wants to give white people a gold card from other countries, and I don't agree with that, because that will hurt black people. It will hurt white people. You guys hear that? That's Bea Quivers. She's on some shows. My wife, of course, who's black. I want her on the show. She'll give the black perspective. But anyway, nobody listens to Clark the Shark. 1-800-449-8255. The Wolfman Jack on crack. The Shark-a-lemma ding dong. The Shark-a-doodle-doo. But I'm sure Iggy Pop does, because he emails me and he's like, Sharky, you better give me a good review. And if that album sounds like shit, it's because of Bowie. It's not because of me. Right here on my show, Clark the Shark. But Trump handing out a gold card to people, I don't think it's a good idea, because I didn't further elaborate this the other day. Trump's trying to attract white people from South Africa, like Elon Musk type of people who are intelligent and got a lot of money. He's trying to attract people from Poland, Ukraine, Russia, Scotland, Australia, New Zealand, those kind of countries. Ireland, France, Spain, maybe. I'm not sure. And he's all, I'm going to give you guys a gold card. You got a ticket into the, someone like Michael Savage be like, yeah, let the smart, educated people in. But what that will do, you guys, is it will harm black people. It will. And it will harm all kinds of white people, whether you're white trash living in a trailer or you're tall, good-looking white with money. It won't help you. Trust me. And it won't help our friends in the Hispanic community either, or Asians, if Donald Trump and Elon Musk have their way. But don't listen to me, you guys, about that gold card, Clark the Shark. For topic 1, nobody listens to Shark, not even Iggy Pop and the Stooges. And topic 2, Christians are always like, Sharky, it's all good. The Lord did it. You were meant to get in a wreck. and get your arm cut off. It was better. It's good for you, Sharky. You were meant to be in a wheelchair, Sharky, and you were meant to fall into acid vat and boiled alive. It's good for you. The world they're in. What's that scripture, you guys? And, dude, Christians got to pound some whiskey and be like, yeah, I'm like Clark the Shark. I'm going to just start chewing leather. Like, get out of my country. 1-800-449-255, the Shark Limit Ding Dong Show. And global elites and Kanye West. Of course, you guys. Him and Mel Gibson blame Israel or the Jews. I don't, you guys. I think that's wrong and mean to say that after all they've been through. I really think it's liberal people who are the Illuminati. And then some of them are rubbing elbows and giving high fives to Fox News people, hanging out with them at the tennis court. Maybe even Iggy Pop is hanging out with them, you guys. And they're all like, let's raise the rent. Let's make the rent $10,000 a month. People from Argentina will go to America and they'll live 9 people. And then they'll keep raising the rent. And then pretty soon Clark the Shark will be living no longer on Venice, down there on Venice Beach, because they cleared it out. And now when you're homeless, like Clark the Shark, I'll just be down on the beach on the sand. And the lifeguard will be like, Sharky, have you ever heard of Iggy Pop, Raw, Power, Iggy and the Stooges? And I'll be like, yeah. And he's like, well, you can go live with Iggy, Sharky. But you got to get off the beach right here on the Clark the Shit Show, 1-800-449-8255. And topic number 4, anybody who would hire Shark, befriend Shark, they know they're like, there's going to be ghosts, ectoplasm and shit. It's bad, dude. Don't do it. I'm going to go to Vegas, lose all my money now. You probably will, right here on the Clark the Shit Show. And topic 5, ghost hunting with Clark the Shark Paranormal. Me and Iggy Pop, you guys, we're starting a new channel where earlier today, there were so many ghosts in my living room with me. They were sitting on the couch. They were laying on the couch. The SLS green camera was filming them. And they were all just having a good time. The reason ghosts lay down or sit down is it costs a lot of energy for them to stand and walk around. That could be why they hang out near the fridge. It feels nice and cold or nice and hot with all the electricity or something. And it's hard for ghosts to walk because they use energy. They can barely appear like an apparition, but sometimes, as we know, they do. And look at Iggy Pop. He's like, Sharky, I look like a ghost myself. Right here on the Clark the Shark Talk radio show, rated #1 worldwide on WABC radio. It is, you guys, and for a reason. I'm just kidding, you guys. They kicked me off because I went to Ewing Diagnostics, and they said, Sharky, you're insane. We're going to put you in a rubber room, but we're definitely kicking you off the air, and we're going to banish you to where all you can do in your padded cell. We'll throw you in an Iggy Pop CD, and you can review it, and I'll be like, fine, I'll just review Iggy. He kind of looks like a ghost. But anyway, you guys, ghost hunting. Dude, don't do it, because something that hit me today as I did this is I got really cold. And I sat down in my chair, and I was so freezing cold that my hands and fingers were smoking. Like my body was down to like 40 degrees or in the 30s or something. And the ghosts were all sitting around me still, even though the app cut off. And it's like, sorry, Sharky, you're only given a certain allotted time to use our ghost app per day. And now I see why they do. Because when these ghosts come into your house and they sit on your couch, like here, you guys, they're probably all just sitting here. This is an SLS. But they were sitting there, and they were sitting there in that green one, and they were sitting by the guitar, you guys. And they were in the kitchen. Let me show you real quick. And there's the Bible. I got that out, you guys. But that down by this coffee machine. They were there by that fridge. I said, go to the sink. They were there by that sink. And they were here by this. And they love to hang out at that coffee machine right here on the Clark the Shark Talk radio show. But let me tell you, you guys, don't do this, because it's like a Ouija board. And it got so intense in here that I had to get this out. You guys, I had to. And you know me, Sharky, kind of agnostic, but I opened up the pages to the word in red with Christ. And I was like, all you unclean spirits, get out of here. You know, at the end of this session, I was freezing cold, you guys. And I got out this Bible and I opened it where the ghosts were, like this couch. And I put it there, you guys. I opened it up. And then, you know, I said some prayers like, Lord God, Jesus, you know, get these guys out of my house. Please protect me, all that blah, blah. And I said, go out. I said, send them out, you guys, out here, out by the car. My broken down Nissan that I use for Uber out there. And sure enough, you guys, the ghosts all got up off the couch. They went out the window. They went out the front door. They went through the door. And I looked, and they were all out by the Nissan, just as I commanded. And now they're gone. I don't know. I don't got the SLS on now. But they were out there, and they probably just went down there out the street and walked away, or who knows. But it's just like the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze, you guys. Don't mess around with the SLS camera. And if you do, you got to say prayers and have a Bible, because the way you feel is intense and you get really cold. And I forgot all about that when I did this today, you guys. I was just doing it. I wasn't prepared. I admit it. I just put the SLS on my phone, just downloaded it from the Google Play Store or wherever. And right away, the thing was working, and it didn't work at first, 5 minutes or so. There was nothing. And then suddenly there was 4 or 5 of them in my house with me. I had some visitors sitting and laying here on this couch that now has a Bible on it. And they were here by the guitar laying on this couch, and they were sitting on this one, and they were sitting, you guys. And they sat here too, where I sit, me, Clark the Shark, at 1-800-449-8255. So if you mess around with the SLS Connect camera, whatever it's called, Connect SLS, I recommend don't have Iggy pop out, because he looks like the devil or something. You have that, the Bible, because you're going to need it. You feel scared. You feel like these things are in your head, like you're going crazy. But now I feel fine. You know, I said some prayers and all that. And, dude, when it comes to ghosts and spirits or negative energy in my house, I'm a believer, baby, in those moments, because I can't describe the feeling earlier. It was wild. But I feel good now, you guys, right here on the Clark the Shit Show. So rejoice. Dude, they were in that green chair over there, just one. It was... And I was right there, dude, by him. It was crazy, dude. Right here on the Clark the Shit Show. And I'm out of here. And Iggy and me bid you adieu.